OpenCode is an open-source AI coding agent that has taken the developer world by storm. Built in TypeScript by the team at Anomaly, formerly SST, it's a terminal-first, provider-agnostic tool that lets developers use any large language model to write, edit, and reason about code. As of March 2026, OpenCode has accumulated over 112,000 GitHub stars, outpacing Claude Code's approximately 71,500. That's not hype. It's real adoption, backed by 779 contributors and 2.5 million monthly active developers. The pitch is direct, everything Claude Code does, minus the lock-in. The most consequential architectural decision OpenCode made is its client-server split. OpenCode runs as a server process. The terminal UI is just one client that connects to it. This means remote control is possible. Run OpenCode on your workstation while driving it from a mobile app. More importantly, session persistence is real. Because state live server-side, closing the terminal doesn't kill your session, you can return to a running task hours later. Claude Code loses all context on close. OpenCode also ships a full Towery-based desktop application for macOS, Windows, and Linux. And before any destructive operation, deleting files, overwriting code, OpenCode creates a checkpoint. If an edit goes wrong, you roll back instantly. Claude Code has no equivalent. OpenCode ships with two built-in agents, switchable with the tab key. The build agent has full read-write access and executes bash commands freely. This is your active development mode. The plan agent is read-only. It can explore and reason about code without making changes, perfect for safely understanding an unfamiliar codebase before touching anything. Beyond these two, users can define custom agents as YAML files. Each agent can have its own model assignment, system prompt, and tool configuration. Want a test writer agent always on GPT-4o and a security reviewer on Claude? That's exactly what OpenCode supports. OpenCode's core value proposition rests on provider independence. You can configure Anthropic Claude, OpenAI's GPT-4o or o3, Google Gemini, or local models via Allama, with zero API cost and full privacy. OpenCode also offers its own model gateway, Zen for pay-as-you-go access, and Black for enterprise at $20 to $200 per month. The implication is powerful, as model pricing drops and quality converges across providers, which is happening fast. OpenCode users can arbitrage. Run Claude Sonnet on Monday, switch to Gemini Flash for cost-sensitive tasks on Tuesday, use local Llama for private code. Claude Code users are locked to Anthropic's pricing and release cadence. On January 9, 2026, Anthropic silently blocked OpenCode from using Claude via consumer OAuth tokens. OpenCode removed Claude Pro and Max subscription support from its codebase, citing Anthropic legal requests in the commit message. The developer backlash on Hacker News was swift and fierce. OpenAI's response was equally swift, publicly welcoming third-party tools and positioning itself as the developer-friendly alternative. OpenCode responded pragmatically: launch Black, the enterprise API gateway, accelerate Zen, pay-as-you-go model access, and lean into provider agnosticism as a feature rather than a workaround. One important clarification: you can still use Claude with OpenCode, you just need a direct API key, not a consumer subscription token. On benchmarks, Claude Code completes the same coding tasks approximately 45% faster. But OpenCode generates roughly 29% more tests, and task completion time matters less than many developers assume. If you're thinking while the agent works, a 2-minute versus 4-minute task is irrelevant. Claude Code's formal benchmarks are strong: 57.5% on SWE Bench Pro, 68.8% on Arc AGI 2. But OpenCode's checkpoint and undo system changes the calculus on correctness. If rollback is instant, a slightly higher error rate becomes more tolerable. On language server protocol integration, OpenCode has a clear technical advantage. LSP support is built in from day one, giving the agent go-to definition, find references, and real-time diagnostics, the same semantic information that IDE users rely on. So who should use OpenCode? If you already pay for Anthropic API access, you can use OpenCode with Claude at no additional cost. while gaining access to other providers simultaneously. If you work on large codebases in TypeScript, Go, Rust, or Java, the LSP integration is a concrete productivity advantage. If you want a terminal-first workflow, OpenCode is built by NeoVim users for NeoVim users. If you want session persistence or remote access, the client-server architecture enables workflows Claude Code simply can't support. And if you want to run local models for cost or privacy, Alma integration means zero cost, zero telemetry coding assistance on your own hardware. Claude Code still wins on raw speed and model-specific optimization, but OpenCode